Hi, my name's Phil. I like talking about politics. So, is this Trump's quickest U-turn yet? His government announces a massive fee for a particular type of skilled work visa used widely by the tech sector as well as others in America. Less than a day later, last night from our point of view, time zones, they'd reined back on the impact massively. And yet the policy itself, while sounding like it's intended to be an anti-immigration policy, actually has a far more sinister motive. But first, for daily news and politics, please click the subscribe button to stay notified. So it's announced that the H-1B visas will attract fees of $100,000. Now, for context, these visas caused a bit of a MAGA split at the start of the year. You may remember. Elon Musk was very much pushing for them to be made easy to access. They're very important in the tech sector as well as others. And that went down like a lead balloon with the core MAGA. You had figures like Laura Loomer and Steve Bannon absolutely raging at Musk. Steve Bannon reckoned he was going to get Musk out of the picture before Trump was even inaugurated, right? However, Trump has been saying for years that he wants to make them easier to apply for and get. So MAGA kind of dropped it a bit. This will be important to remember later. Now, seemingly out of nowhere, the US government are saying there's going to be a charge of $100,000 for these visas, right? Cue loads of people in America on these visas panicking. Someone shared me comments from one such person who said there were people literally disembarking from their flights. They were going out the country, right? Maybe visiting back home or just going on holiday. Worried they wouldn't be able to come back into the USA without paying the fee. So they were literally getting off the flights they'd pay for, which were quite pricey flights, I imagine. So after farmers and Latinos voting for Trump like turkeys voting for Thanksgiving in the hopes they'll be the ones spared by the president, now attention turned to highly skilled, particularly tech and medical visa holders, largely from India, who also supported Trump and wondering what they'd done. Then the White House press secretary put out a tweet. We'll charitably call it for now a clarification. That it's a one-time fee, not annual, that it won't apply to those who already hold the visa. They can leave the United States and come back, as long as the visa's valid, that's fine. They're not going to be charged $100,000 to re-enter the United States. And it won't apply to renewals either. So there's nothing to panic about, right? Oh, it's just a misunderstanding. Well, then there's this. So Trump's munchkin tells the cameras in the Oval Office, before this clarification, with Trump nodding along, that the fee is $100,000 a year and that employers, who are the ones who have to pay the fee, would have to decide whether that employee was valuable enough to be worth that $100,000 a year on top of salary and other expenses. And they repeated it. It's annual.
The company needs to decide, do they want, is the person valuable enough than the $100,000 a year payment to the government, or they should head home and they should go higher in America. The whole idea is annual, and it's for total. It can be a total of 6 years. So $100,000 a year is spent either the person is very valuable to the company and America, or they're going to depart and the company's going to hire an American.
So there has most certainly been a change of policy. Trump has most certainly chickened out, provably. It's not that people jumped to the wrong conclusion because the initial announcement wasn't clear enough. The initial announcement was clear enough. They just changed it when the dumb as hell morons in the White House realised what they'd done. So within the space of 24 hours, they massively watered down their grand announcement. That is some fast tacoing right there. And yet, there's something else behind this policy. See, it sounds like an anti-immigration policy, doesn't it? I mean, Lutnick there talking about hire Americans or pay through the nose, right? Oh, the sort of thing which pleases the MAGA base. Absolutely, they'll lap it up. But remember what I said earlier about Trump wanting to make these visas more accessible. And he's been saying so for years. What changed his mind? I don't think he did change his mind. As soon as I saw reports of the policy as it was originally stated, first thing I said on Twitter was, what are the exemptions? Because Trump isn't going to throw his financial backers such as his tech bros under the bus here, is he? And sure enough, there are exemptions. Someone kindly pointed them out to me. So on the White House website, listen to this. The restriction imposed, blah, 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 shall not apply to any individual alien all aliens working for a company or all aliens working in an industry if the Secretary of Homeland Security determines that the hiring of such aliens to be employed as H-1B specialty occupation workers is in the national interest, blah, blah, blah. So if Trump's Home Secretary can simply waive this fee for an individual worker, an entire company, or even an entire industry based purely on their own discretion. Now, how is an individual worker, or more likely an entire company, going to get that very lucrative discretion? Oh, I don't know. Maybe by donating money to Trump and under no circumstances publicly criticising anything he does. How about that for an idea? This is a very insidious policy, isn't it? Despite the clownish launch of the scheme, which had to be massively diluted mere hours later, this is frankly evil. Trump presents it as an anti-immigration protecting Americans' jobs policy, right? And the base will eat it up. They'll absolutely fall for it. But in reality, it's a grift and a further stranglehold on power. If you're a large tech company, for example, let's say you hire like 100 workers on these visas a year, you're in the frame for $10 million a year. Even with the diluted policy, it would have been way more without it. And if you could just hire the same workers in America, you'd already be doing so. This nonsense about, oh, should they have this mad idea, these people, that somehow it's easier to hire people from overseas. No, it's more difficult. There's more paperwork involved. It's a hassle. It's expensive, right? If you're hiring people from overseas, the one or two things, either they're cheaper, in which case the government can just stop them being cheaper, right? Make them pay the going rate. Or it's because there aren't enough of those skilled workers in the country, or whether it's skilled or not, the workers that will do that job. You've tried hiring, you can't get anyone in America that can do the job, so you need to go overseas. It's really it. So if they could already hire those same workers in America, they would already be doing so. So what do you do? What do you do? Well, such a company, it would literally be cheaper for them to give Trump $5 million a year and get the discretion than to pay these fees. But then there's also the kowtowing. That'll be part of it as well. You don't get to complain when Trump smashes the economy with a hammer anymore. You don't get to criticise the government. Trump is using this policy to enrich himself, or his campaign, same thing, as well as demand loyalty from entire industries. And if these companies won't play ball, not only will that top talent go elsewhere, but America suddenly struggles for doctors and other vital skilled workers, which America isn't itself producing enough of because no advanced economy can produce as many skilled workers as it needs to remain in advanced economies. All advanced economies benefit from, well, the sort of industries that need very skilled workers benefit from immigration, being able to get the top talent from all over the world, right? You can't just hire someone from down the street, design me $1 billion app or something. You need to hire the people who have those skills. Trump is literally holding America to ransom here, and America is going to pay that ransom. And his base think he's doing it to protect American jobs, just like they did with tariffs. Absolute clowns. I bet you the number of these tariffs issued, these visas issued after a few years of like bedding in, I bet you it's just the same. Might even be more. Might even be more. Because this policy means nothing as long as you do what Trump wants, right? And the worst part is, I can see the same general trick being used to enslave America more widely. Like his power to create laws or fees or taxes which would heavily punish every sector of American life with exemptions for those who behave themselves, as determined at the sole discretion of his own secretaries of state. I can see that working. It's utterly evil. The hope here relies on stupid evil. They messed up yesterday, right? Which is why we had another taco event. Let us hope this complete lack of critical thinking within his team eventually leads to their undoing. Of course, if the Democrats would like to form a useful opposition to it, that would be immensely helpful. But let me know what you think in the comments below. For more content, you could subscribe to the channel or even join for access to streams and behind the scenes updates. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll see you later.